Mr. Pop.
Furry. Furry.
Furry.
Furry.
Furries. Furries.
Furries.
Furries.
Furries.
Furries. The Pawcast with Basil and
Rhydian.
Hi, welcome to the Pawcast with Basil and Rhydian, episode 3. Long time no see. What's up?
Yeah, it's been a while since we made a podcast. Luckily, we've had a few nice comments from people, and people come up to us, well, to me, I don't know if you've had any interactions with anyone, but people come up to me and be like, hey, are you that guy from that podcast? So that's already starting to happen, which is really good.
Yeah, famous to a whole 27 people right now, killing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to start somewhere, right?
Yeah. So,
I've been good though. How has your week been? I mean, how long has it been since the last podcast?
It's been about 2 weeks, so I've already broken the half promise that I made, but that's why I made a half promise. You can't fail if you never set goals. Aw, yeah.
Do you want to explain why?
Oh, yes. Exams and work has been great. The past, about 4 intakes I've done, everyone's either been high on meth or crack. So those were
That's why.
They were so fun. Very jolly folks to deal with and try and get to sign paperwork. It's good stuff. Only one of them ran off though, so that was good.
We have been trying to make a podcast. On my end, I think I've been pushing for it a bit. Because I really like doing it, and I think we've had a good reaction from the first one that we did together, obviously.
Yeah.
And a lot of people, a few people have said, "Oh, when's the next one coming out?" And so I'm quite excited to be pushing this onto you a bit, and you actually having free time to do this as well. It's really good. So.
And good news for anyone that is eagerly anticipating these episodes. I believe that we both have some free time coming up. The summer is coming up. No classes over the summer, just work and nothing else, which means we should be able to pump these out a lot faster and on a more regimented schedule.
Mm-hmm. So that's really good. But we're hoping to also stock up on a few episodes, so then we can just release them whenever, even if we come into some sort of predicament to where we're stuck in not uploading, to hopefully have content to upload when we're not here. So
Yes.
So obviously life gets in the way a little bit, but if we can attempt to at least be a bit consistent, I think that's good.
Yeah, so we'll have a marathon day. But so without further ado, do you know who we're interviewing today, Rhydian? Do you know?
I have no idea. No idea, of course I do.
Yeah.
Who? We're interviewing someone?
Does anyone watching know? Maybe you do. Maybe we put it in the title, maybe we didn't. I don't even know yet. But
I'm pretty sure we did.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't know. I'm imagining my future self, and I'm considering just not even putting the name in the title. No, just kidding.
Oh
I'm
my
putting the
gosh.
name in the title, which means you do know who we're interviewing. Which means if you're listening to this right now, my voice, my very own voice, it means that we are interviewing the one, the only, Kittydog. So yeah.
Should I put in some really cheesy?
Yeah, we're gonna put in clapping
Really?
sound effects and
Really?
fireworks.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
absolutely. So yeah,
Just adding more work for me, but that's fine.
yeah. So with a solid 2 years of animation under her belt, easily one of the most popular furry animation meme channels out there, chilling at just above 300,000 subscribers. We were very much honored to have her on our show, and she was very kind and graceful enough to lend us her time. So without further ado, we will cut to the interview.
Okay.
Welcoming our guest, Kittydog. if you would be so kind as to introduce yourself and tell a little bit about yourself for the people that don't already know you.
Hi, my name is KD. I mean Kittydog. I have a brain cell. Yeah, I have a brain cell. And if you don't know who I am at all, good or some, I don't know, man. But I make video that are animations of my furry characters that are a combination of cat and dog to make a sparkly pink blue thing that has a crystal on it. It dances to music.
Beautiful.
Or something.
Beautiful
That's
explanation.
what the world knows me for or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, it's nice to meet you. I'm Rhydian, and this is Basil. You've had a conversation, but just to introduce ourselves a little bit.
They just didn't even need to do that.
Why?
Oh, never mind. Fuck it, dude. But
What?
nothing. I'm just messing with you.
Woof.
So, first question, if you don't mind me asking, and we can cut this bit out if you don't care. How old are you again?
I'm 15!
Yeah. So, I just want to start. How young did you start animating?
Well, it depends what you mean by animating. If by animating you mean like actually making animations with more than 2 frames and not on paper, then probably like I was 9. But like if you count me making like 2-frame animations on a piece of paper, then 5.
So I mean,
animation is animation.
yeah. So even then, you would like draw, even if it's 2 frames on paper, you would like draw characters in like a movement fashion.
Yeah, like
archaic animation.
And then you draw on one page one pose or something, and then the next page has other pose, and then you flip between those pages to look at the 2-frame animation on the paper. It's great.
Yeah, it's high tech.
High technology.
Yeah.
What made you get into animating then, or did you just always have a feel for it?
It depends if you mean paper, like in the beginning, or like in
Really,
Whatever
all
you
of it.
class as animation.
Okay, I'm gonna just count in making actual animation that has more than 2 frames. Then
Okay.
what got me into animation was Flipnote Studio on the DSi. I'm gonna say that it was like back in like brainstem. Okay, so my sister, my stepsister had a DSi, and like I wanted to use it all the time. So when she finally let me use it after me asking her a million times, I made a really good flip note of a cat dog thing dancing to a song, and it was like really oh man, sorry, I don't have a brain.
It's fine.
You're
Chill.
fine.
Take your time. It's
You're
okay.
fine.
Okay.
We don't have a time quota or anything. Just rant as much as you want, and it's all good.
Okay.
It's all good content.
Okay. So on like Flipnote Studio back when Flipnote Hatena existed, Flipnote Hatena was the place where you could look at all the people's Flipnotes that they post, and I would spend a lot of time looking at like all the animations that people made of anthropomorphic animals dancing to that crazy flip note music or whatever. And then I was like, wow, that's amazing, I want to do one too. So I downloaded someone else's flip note and erased all the frames and put frames of my own character on it. And that was my first animation. I deleted it. I wish I didn't delete it because it's so good.
Yeah.
And ever since then, like, there was this time period that I was just watching other people's flip notes and like taking advice, like not actual advice, but like looking at other people's flip notes and doing some of the things that they do in the flip note with my own characters, and made my own videos and stuff on flip
That is cool.
It's really
It's quite the
good.
origin
cool.
story.
Yeah.
So-
Story.
And Kittydog just came about as a character from just like the first thing you drew on Flipnote.
Actually, I've been drawing Kittydog ever since like 2009, like not animated and or animated with 2 frames on paper.
Yeah.
But like I developed her character more while I looked at flip notes. Like I took some inspiration from some of the cool things that people had in their characters on Flipnote. Like Kittydog just started as a circle head thing with cat ears and dog ears. It had nothing on it. And then as I was on Flipnote, I just added stuff to her until she became the thing that she is now.
The things that you love.
Yeah.
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 So and
Oh.
at what point did you start like uploading them to YouTube? So like 2 years ago, like how much time was in between messing around on Flipnote and then moving on to like more advanced programs?
Okay, I just gotta tell you that when I started posting on Flipnote, I mean not Flipnote, YouTube, the only reason why I started posting on YouTube was because Flipnote Hatena got shut down and I got Flipnote Studio on the 3DS and I had nowhere to put my Flipnotes.
Yeah, okay.
Flipnote Studio Flipnote Hatena didn't exist. So I was like, where do I put my flip notes? And then I stared at YouTube and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna put this here. And so I put my Flipnote Studio 3D flip notes on there. In 2015, that's when I started putting things on YouTube. And then, in 2015, it was like, Christmas or something. I'm not sure if it was Christmas, but I think it was. I asked my mom, please can I have Adobe Flash for Christmas? And then she was like, yeah, and then I got Adobe Flash for Christmas, and then I made something stupid on it, and it was like, it was supposed to be a Nyan Cat animation, and it was just, it was a test, and I was like, this is gonna be great, and
Yeah.
it was great because ever since I got Flash, I started making some really good content, on no, not Flipnote, I have a brain stem.
On YouTube.
I mean, Adobe Flash. Brain.
Yeah.
You got there, well done.
Yeah. Brain stem.
What were you gonna ask, Rhydian?
Well, I saw your last video. I think it's your last video. No, yeah, where you're singing and
I have 2
you're very
last
awkward.
videos where I'm singing.
Okay, the World Full of Strings
Oh yeah.
video. That was your last. I think that's your last video. That was a day ago.
Yeah,
Come on. So I was wondering, like, what's your favoriteest thing to do? If it was like, do you prefer animating or drawing or even like writing songs? Which one would you say is your top?
Oh my god, I'm gonna
Could
die.
you even answer that?
Oh, that's a hard question. Oh man.
Because I've seen your speed drawings as well, so obviously, I was wondering which is your favorite one to do.
Oh man.
If you can answer that.
Well, it's kind of hard to answer, but like I don't make music that often, but I like doing it. Like it. Oh man, this is difficult because I like doing everything. I like being a multiple trick pony, as one calls it.
A jack of all trades.
But I would say that if I had to only be able to do one thing, it would be animation, because there's so much more things I would be able to express with the animation.
Yeah.
It's like my top is top, but I would rather lose my hearing than lose my sight, because if I if I couldn't see, then I couldn't make animations, and then I would die.
That's a pretty interesting way to answer the question.
Yeah.
I'd just rather be deaf than be blind. Now, speaking of, you mentioned like I can express more things through animation, right? And would you say that a lot of your stuff is like vent art?
Some of it is, but most of it is. Ooh, this is a this is all my animations that I've ever made are leading up to a huge project that I want to that I'm setting my entire life in. This is a very touchy subject. Not touchy, but
should we not have brought this up?
No, it's
top
not
secret.
Touchy. It's like the content is top secret, because like all my videos have like a meaning that will be interweaved into the actual big story that I'm making.
Wow, that's interesting. So how long have you been working on this project thing? Am I allowed to ask that?
Yeah.
Okay, so how long have you been...
2 or 3 years. It started...
Well, so you've had this idea for a long time then?
Yeah. I started it in 2016, like the story part. And
sorry, if there's questions that we shouldn't be
you can ask
asking,
anything.
then... Okay. I don't want any spoilers or anything.
I'm not gonna spoil you, I'll just tell you about the existence of it.
Is this the first time you've mentioned that?
No, in fact, I've told certain people that I trust not to leak information.
And now you're leaking the information. Oh gosh.
Solid.
I mean, like, some people some small amounts of people, I've like gave them information about the depth of my entire characters, the entire storyline as it is now. It's not fully developed yet, and everything.
Okay. So when do you think you're gonna be releasing this then?
I'm hoping that I'll be able to do it this summer, like finish.
Oh wow.
But it might be difficult. I'll probably get the first episode out this summer, I hope, if I have...
even more interesting.
Oh man.
Features. Am I spoiling this whole secret thing for you?
It's just crumbling down.
It's okay if people know that it's going to exist. It's just not okay if people know all the spoilers.
Yeah, okay, that makes sense, yeah. Okay. So, would you consider yourself a furry, or would you consider yourself a furry artist?
I'm a massive furry. I want a fursuit.
That's no problem. But I know some people prefer to be just, a furry artist, or be a furry, and obviously you're quite creative, so I'm just classifying. But that's fine though. It is a furry podcast after all, so
Now, and this brings up an interesting question that was in one of our previous episodes of like, so I take it you're one of the people who like had a quote unquote furry character and then found the fandom, as opposed to finding the fandom and then making a character.
Oh hell yeah, that's exactly me.
Yeah, that's the same for me as well, so...
God, I guess I'm just a fucking loser.
No, you're not.
Sir, if you found the fandom first. Oh wow, that's alliteration.
Oof.
So,
Found it.
how long have you been in the fandom then?
Probably since like 2015 or so, like late 2015.
Yeah.
When did you first classify yourself as a furry?
It's in 2015 when I figured out that that's what you call them. Because
What happened to you?
what?
What happened to you? How did you all of
Yeah.
a sudden, like, did you search it on Google or something, or what happened? Did
Or
someone
was-
tell you
Was
what
it
it
just
was?
this
Or?
great epiphany of finding
Oh,
other
man,
furry
this-
media?
This, if I'm gonna tell you, it's a little bit NSFW. Is that okay?
That's fine. That's
Just
fine.
go for it.
Okay, so so after Flipnote Hatena shut down,
Mhm.
people were trying to make alternatives for Flipnote Hatena, so someone
Oh,
made
dear.
new Flipnote Hatena, and
Can see where this is going.
I went on new Flipnote Hatena, and there was a new Flipnote Hatena chat room, and then I was talking in it. I was obsessed with that chat room for a while, and people would do role plays in the chat room.
This is still safe,
And
but
that's
I don't.
how you figured out the furry thing?
And people were talking about how they're a furry, and I was like, what's that? And then
How do you go from that extreme to? How do you back out of that extreme corner?
What extreme corner?
Like the not safe for work role players, I assume, and then
On an
how'd you go from
alternative
that to-
Flipnote Hatena chat on the
Yeah,
Nintendo
yeah.
DSi.
I'm not sure what you mean.
Like, how do you go from that extreme to finding out that you're a furry and
Because people called themselves furries in it.
Yes.
No, but like, how do you go from seeing possibly a negative side of the fandom to becoming your own thing and being a more relaxed side of the fandom?
That's implying that I'm in the more relaxed side of the fandom.
Oh, are you not? Oh, okay. Oh dear, we've reached things. Oh no, evacuate,
things.
abort.
Are we actually gonna evacuate?
No, we're good, we're good.
Okay, good.
Imagine that. Imagine if I was just like, okay, bye, I'm done. Bye.
Well,
Pretty
Just
solid.
leaves.
I'm just,
Are you hyperventilating? What's happening right now?
I'm just trying to figure out how I can answer that question like a normal person.
Okay, if you want to move on, we can move on. If that helps you.
It's okay.
Okay, so how did you react then to that extreme side of the fandom?
They weren't NSFW role playing, they were normally role playing, like normal
Oh,
furries
okay.
at first.
Yeah, at
Oh.
first.
So that's
And then your
how-
eyes burned.
Yes, and then my eyes burned when it turned to a dark side because people also did NSFW role plays in there, but like
Mhm.
at first they did regular ones, which was normal, and I was like, wow, I'm a furry, that's amazing.
Yeah, well, that's good,
Solid.
Good.
I guess.
Yes, it's good.
That bit anyway.
Yay.
So, and I guess another question, because so you've pumped out. You're sitting at like what, almost 250 videos right now.
Holy crap! I don't know how many videos I have
think-
right
Don't
now.
remind her.
I checked. I think you're about 3 away from 250, if I'm not
Holy,
mistaken.
that's amazing.
How did you not know that?
I'm glad I could.
Oh, look at how many videos I've made.
I'm glad I could break this news to you. And they're pretty. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I find it extremely impressive the speed at which you're able to pump some of those out. Because I mean, like,
Yeah, me too.
I took a digital arts class forever ago, and I won't go into detail about why I didn't finish it, but like I mean, I vaguely know how to use Adobe Flash with like keyframes and all that, but like, how long does it take you to pump these out? Like, how fast are you able to make these videos now?
Okay,
After
so,
improvement over years.
like, this amount of, like, the the time it takes
What's
me
going on?
to make a video depends on, like, how much I'm working on it. Like, there's the one video that took me the most time took me 3 weeks, and it was an animation of Bill Wirt's Movie Star, the entire song, and that took me 3 weeks. But like, if I'm making some silly animation meme, then it could take me from an hour to 5 hours or something.
What's the quickest video you've ever done? Is that like an hour or?
Well, it depends.
Have you ever timed yourself?
I've never really timed myself, but I've recorded
You should. That should be your
myself.
next video. Should be. How long does it take me to do this video?
I've recorded myself animating an entire animation in one sitting, and it took me like 9 hours because I could see the time.
Yeah.
Time.
Yeah, the time. And then, so like, there's one point, not one point, but like there was a point in time where I was just making videos, like a video daily or something. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
because it took me like 4 or 5 hours to make one, so I was like, I'm gonna make videos daily, cause lol. And yeah,
It's good to have that sort of attitude towards it, I suppose.
'cause
How long did that last you for?
I'm not exactly sure. I'm gonna have to guess like
A day.
no, probably a few months or something, or a few weeks. I don't know.
Okay.
But recently my uploads have slowed down because brainstem and lack of motivation or something.
Yeah, that sort of brings up a question. How do you get so many creative ideas for your videos? Do you ever run out of ideas, and how do you be influenced into making your videos?
I don't think.
Or do they just come from everywhere?
I don't think I run out of ideas. In fact, like, most of my videos are contributing to the huge project that I'm making. So, like, I've got
True.
jillion brain cells for that.
Okay,
thing.
So it's good that you don't hit like a wall then with your ideas then.
But I do hit a wall with my amount of motivation to actually make the thing.
Yeah. Burnout
What pushes
happens.
you to do it?
I believe I can do it.
Oh, okay. Self-motivation, yay!
Yeah, I believe.
And so, on the topic of creativity, how many characters do you have so far?
It depends if you mean characters that I've made that I've drawn, or characters that I've made ever, or characters.
We'll go with drawn or animated.
Or do you mean characters that I made that I actually consider like close to me that I will actually use?
We'll go close to you that you actually use.
Okay, I don't know where I can count them because. Okay, you want me to name them all? Because I could do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to,
I will
it
name
might take
them
a while.
all. I will
How many
do
do you
it.
have first?
Okay, I will name the main ones first, and then the secondary ones, and then the random ones and stuff. Because they're
Tertiaries.
Yes.
Okay.
There's Crystal, Cruffle, obviously. Crystal and Cruffle are kind of one character, but they're also two at the same time, which is weird. There's
Interesting.
Boob and Pancake, which are also two of the same character, but also two that are weird. Like, there's Fluffin, Puppers, Wafflecopter,
Should we ask how you came up with these names, or would
You
that be too long?
can.
I'm curious.
50-hour episode.
Out of all of them, because I know the Waffle Copter one, mostly because, do you want to know what the first video of yours I saw? Yes.
Suck on my big fat waffle. Waffle.
That.
Waffle, waffle, waffle. Do you wanna Sorry.
No, that, one of my friends sent me, that was the first video of yours I ever saw. It was like Waffle Copter ASMR or something, and they sent it to me just like, listen to this. And that was the first thing I saw. Where did Waffle Copter come from?
Okay, so Waffle Copter originated from me. So back in the day when I didn't have a thing that I call my subscribers anything. Actually I did, but it was really long and stupid. It was peanut butter mother fluffers. That's what I called my fans in like 2016. And then I made a song called Awful Waffle, and it was a parody of Barbie Girl, and I was like, oh shit,
Okay.
Waffles. And then I got massively obsessed with waffles and started calling my fans Waffles, and then I made a character based on my fans being waffles, and it was Waffle. And he's so happy, he's so pure, pure, and he's so waffle. Do you want me to continue talking about my
Yes.
all of my characters?
I mean, go for it.
Your favorite one.
So where'd the copter come from?
The copter came from the fact that he has wings, and they're like propellers, and they're really small, but he can fly with them.
So no relation to Rafflecopter?
No.
Gotcha.
I forgot
Was that just a coincidence?
existed. It was
Okay,
a
yeah.
coincidence. But I don't mind the coincidence because my waffle copter goes waffle, 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 waffle. That's why I don't mind the coincidence.
That works. That works.
I have like jillions of characters brainstem. More than 23 that I like and am using,
So you actively use 23 characters?
Well, I mostly actively use the 6 that are the main characters and some of the secondary characters. But like those are this is 23 are the ones that I'm mostly am actively using in my brain. Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yes.
So, one other question while on this topic. So about you would say at least some of your stuff is like vent art, right?
Yes.
Now, how much would you say you could use that as like what's a good word for it? I suppose like therapeutic tool. Like, would you say that vent art, quote unquote, is like sort of a coping mechanism for you? Because this was a topic on one of the previous episodes we did about like ways in which the fandom is beneficial, and kind of like expression through art was part of that. So like, do you kind of identify with that statement of like vent art is like therapeutic in a sense?
Oh yes, it helps me so much. It helps me a lot, honestly. I think that if I wasn't able to make vent art, then I'd probably rip up my entire everything around me, and everyone would be dead. So then,
Oh my gosh.
good, because I can draw how I feel instead of instead of crying and screaming really loud like I used to when I was like 4 or something. But like it really does help because then after I'm done drawing the thing, I can just stare at it and be like it. It also helps if the thing that I drew is a good drawing, because then I will probably feel proud of myself for drawing it and be more attentive to that instead of being a sad head 10 billion times and crying in 10 billion
A sad head.
Yes! And then I will not be in Cryland anymore. And then I might make my face do the colon open parenthesis. Wait, not colon open parenthesis, colon closed parenthesis. Yes.
So, which characters do you like, if any, do you think you relate to the most? Or which ones are the most like you?
The most like me, Probably Waffle
If any.
Copter, honestly. Even though Crystal's my main character and is supposed to represent me, I mean, actually Crystal does represent me the most. Actually, yeah, you know, Crystal does represent me the most. What am I saying? I have no brain. But
It's
Waffle
okay.
Copter is a close second. Also, Boob is someone that I want, that I kind of, is someone who I can relate to sometimes, because there's someone who, I kind of want to be like, but am not. It's like, yeah, oh man.
So would you say, at least in some sense, all of your characters like a divide of your personality?
Oh yeah, probably except Sans Hitler number 2.
Sans Hitler?
Yeah, that's one of my characters. It's really original if you can guess by the name. It's a really original character. It's an incredibly original backstory. Like, he's my favorite character, but I won't go too in depth with this backstory. It's so good.
Do you think you express yourself well enough to portray to your audience how you're feeling or through these characters? Or do you think there's a lot of you that you actually hide from your audience?
I feel like there's a lot of me that I put in, like, the animation that is deeper than it actually looks like, even if you looked at it with the most critically ever. Because, like, sometimes in my event animations, things are color-coded, and, like, the colors represent certain things that people will not get ever.
Until this project, right?
Yes!
Oh, okay.
Until this project.
Well, that makes me excited.
I'm excited because, like, probably when I finish the story that I'm making, people are gonna rewatch my old videos and be like, "That's what it means. That's what it means."
All this time.
It's fun to start a conspiracy around yourself.
Oh my god.
So, if I can pry for a tiny bit of information on that, about how many episodes or how much runtime can we expect out of the big project?
If you can say.
I don't know, actually.
Because it's not finished yet, right?
It's not, one, because it's not finished, and two, because I don't know what's gonna dictate one episode. Like, what's gonna separate the episodes from each other in my brain cell. But it's going to be an animated series that I really want to make. It's gonna be really good.
I'm sure all your fans are very excited about it. Obviously, now that they've heard of it.
And I said,
do you think a lot of people are gonna love it, or
I
do you
hope
not?
they do.
Do you not care if they do because it's your thing?
Yeah.
Or
Okay, there's two sides, because, like, on one side I'm like, oh man, I hope they love it, and on the other side I'm like, it doesn't really matter if they love it or not, because I'm doing what I like to do, what I want to do.
that's good. That's good.
It's like two sides. I got two sides, bitch. I got two sides. That's a song.
Oh, here we go.
So, now that we're on that topic, speaking of songs, I've seen everything from, like, super auto-tuned Gangnam Style to Lil Pump on your channel. So, I just had to ask, what's your favorite genre of music?
Everything. I love all.
Because I just had I just had to add, I actually, like, cried laughing just a tiny bit on the D-Rose thing, and it was just, like, it was just literal, it was just fucking, like, D's made out of roses.
D-Rose. Okay, about that. My music taste is all over the world. I love all the music. I mean, almost all of it, unless I don't love it. I like a lot of different genres that are some things that a lot of people hate, and some things that are like chill music that is like freaking, I don't know, what's it called when you, I don't know, man.
It seems like you've pretty much touched everything but country at this point.
Oh yeah, I haven't, because I don't like country that much.
Nobody likes country.
Oh no, you're gonna really disappoint some people.
I don't know if anyone likes country.
I will animate a country song once.
Yes, you should. You should now.
It'll just be. Can it just be like
for 5
Crystal,
people.
like Crystal, like packing a fat dip of like Copenhagen wintergreen long cut and spitting it out into a mason jar?
No, I'm going to animate Bo Burnham's country song, making fun of country.
Oh, that'd be a good one. That'd
You
be a good one.
should, yeah. And obviously credit us for the idea, because, you know.
Yes, because you guys need all
all the support.
Yes. Oh, man,
Oof.
I'm so happy.
Well, right on.
Is there anything you guys wanna? Is there anything that you wanna ask us? As guys, is what I was gonna ask /
Yes,
say.
I know what you mean. What gave you the idea to do this interview thingy?
Podcast?
Yes, podcast thing, whatever it's called.
It's fine.
Well, I guess to ask specific questions, you mean like the interview specifically, or the podcast as a whole?
Wait, oh man, wow.
Oh no. What did you do?
I
Open a can of
don't
worms.
know very much about what you guys are doing very much, but like,
That's fine.
I
Only 28 people do. Oh no.
At this point, yeah.
That's amazing.
We're trying, okay.
No, I'm being serious. Okay, I'm talking about probably both. That's my question. Both of them. Please explain how.
I guess the interview is more or less. I mean, we've been trying to find people to interview, and
Yeah, we've been talking about it for a while.
yeah,
We just wanted
and
to have a conversation with someone and ask for their opinions about. Sorry to take over, Basil, but to ask their opinions about stuff and have their own insight to how they came into the fandom and stuff. And we've been talking about it for a while, how we wanted to involve people. So that's the the interview part.
But no, and then I was just talking to like. Because me and K-Knight Vomit have been chatting a little bit, because the only reason I actually met K9 because I commissioned him a year ago or something like that, and then it took him like a year to finish the first commission.
Oh my god.
But it's okay. I'm a very patient person, and I was just chit-chatting with him, and I was like, he draws and he knows a bunch of artists, and I was like, would you want to get interviewed or know anyone? And then he said that you have a particular excitement, which you have demonstrated, for being interviewed. But yeah, no, I mean, he threw your name out and was just like, oh shit, like, yeah, we'll do that. And the podcast as a whole is just kind of a weird
thing we did one day, and then we liked it.
Well, it started forever ago. Did you ever use Amino?
Yes!
Oh, you do?
Yes, I use Amino currently.
Yeah.
I'm opening
Same.
it right now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So I was on
So much in
Amino,
common.
and I'm sure you can attest to this. Okay, so correct me if I'm wrong. Do you see a chat about depression or suicide like every 5 chat boxes in the public chat room?
Do you mean people or chats about depression and suicide?
Both. Like, just both.
Well, I haven't seen very many chats that were about depression and suicide, but I have seen a lot of people talking about how they do not like to live, or talking about some sad things or something a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So the podcast as a whole started because I got like really confused as to why like that was happening specifically within the fandom. So I did a little survey deal and then ended up using that information and then turned it into the first episode of the podcast. And then Shaboy Rhydian messaged me and then we pumped out episode 2.
Yeah, basically.
What episode
And I was
is
like,
this one?
3.
Wow!
You sound sort of sarcastic here.
No, I'm not sarcastic. I'm like the 3rd episode.
Feel privileged.
It might be a little bit confusing what my tone of voice means are.
Don't worry, no one understands my sarcasm anyway, so it's fine.
Good.
Yeah. So far it just sounds like you're laughing through tears.
Wow.
I don't have any tears. My face has no water on it. Wait, no, then I'd be dead. Never mind.
But well, and I guess is there anything else like that you just want to like say or talk about on here? Any
Well,
teaser trailers for your giant project coming out?
Do you guys like
oh gosh, what's going on?
No, you
Sausage.
don't. It has nothing to do with anything.
I've got a couple quick fire questions if you're up for it.
Yes, please give me the fire
Yeah?
questions. Those
So
are...
you've got to answer them really quickly, and I'll probably mess up just saying them, but you know.
Okay.
So almost quick fire questions. Okay, are you ready?
Okay.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
All right. If you could buy any type of food right now, what would you buy?
Waffle.
What?
Solid.
Okay. What color is your toothbrush?
Blue.
If you could be any animal, what would it be and why?
I would be a kitty dog because I am a kitty dog.
What is one thing you'd put on your bucket list?
What's a bucket list?
It's things you do before,
Before
you
you die.
basically.
Finish the kitty dog story right now.
Who's your favorite superhero and why?
Bill Wirtz because he has umbrella powers.
Who do you admire the most?
Shit. This is a hard question because...
Hey, the rapid fire questions, come on.
Bill Wirtz because he has umbrella powers.
You can't answer this for every question, okay?
I won't!
What is your favorite summer activity?
Summer, stay in my room and not look at the sun because I'm looking at my computer screen to make animations.
If a movie was made of your life, what genre would it be and who would play you?
It would be drama and I would play me because I'm drama queen land, okay?
If you could be any flavor of ice cream, what flavor ice cream would you be?
It would be Blue Moon and Strawberry.
Who's your favorite cartoon character and why?
Shit! Not shit! Not shit! That's not a cartoon character.
Just say a character.
Your mom!
Oh great, thanks. I don't think my mum's in anything, but that's fine.
Is Little Pump a good artist?
Yes!
And last one, what is your dream job?
Animation of my own animation series.
Okay, well I think that went well.
Oh my god.
Sorry to put you under intense pressure for 2 minutes or however
I
long that
love
was.
intense pressure for 2 minutes.
You do?
Yes!
Okay.
It's my favorite.
Okay. Okay, cool. Well, now at least people know a bit more about you, and I hope you've enjoyed yourself. Have you enjoyed yourself?
I enjoyed myself.
Would you come back for another episode?
Yes!
Okay.
Jesus.
Okay, really excited. Anything you want to say, Basil?
Yeah, I would just like to add, no, you're a pretty talented animator for 15, and I mean, like, if you started this stuff when you were 9, and you're, you know, chilling where you're at, like, now, at this point in your life, like, only 15 years old, and I mean, like, 300k subscribers on YouTube is no fucking small feat.
Flush.
So,
Yeah,
like,
congratulations. on
you're
making it
probably
this far.
gonna get where you're going, and I wish you luck.
Thank.
Is there any final things you want to say, or are you cool? Piggy? That's what you want to say? Okay, I could just put it right there.
No, I want to say something very,
Go on then.
very important.
If I could just cut when you say whatever this is gonna be, and then just cut it, it'd be
Yes.
hilarious. But go.
Lasagna in your mouth.
All right, thank you very much for being on the show.
Basil Rhydian and Kittydog signing out.
Your mom.
So, how do you think the interview went?
I think it went pretty well, as far as an interview with a manic kitty dog can go.
Yeah, me too. I enjoyed her company. I'm glad we decided to interview someone.
Mm-hmm. Especially that person in particular.
Do
It's definitely not.
Yeah,
it's definitely
with-
going to be
with-
the least boring episode we've ever done.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, I want to say, obviously, thank you to Kittydog for being in the episode.
Super big
all
thank
her
you.
links to her social media will be in the description and everything, and her channel, obviously. If you came over from her channel, thanks for listening to our hour-long episode, and I hope you enjoy it to stick around for longer episodes and other episodes too.
Go check out the other ones. Go check out the aminos. Go check out the discords. Go check out the. We have nothing else, so check those things out.
Not yet, but we will eventually.
Yes.
Is there anything you wish you should have asked her or could have asked her or anything like that?
No, I pretty much asked all my questions.
Like, do you
man.
think we covered?
And I feel like we solidified some points from the previous episode about positive side effects.
I liked that we reflected back on previous episode. I like that.
Yeah.
Well. Cool. Well, yeah. If you're happy with that, I'm happy with that. So thank you everybody for listening. Go check out everything, and we'll see you in the next one.
Peace.
Okay, bye.